and get into the stories that are making the headlines today. And join us to do this is I'm trying to remember. He's no. He's the COO, yes, thank you very much, of Sustainable Stories Africa, Mr. Uade Ahimie.
Good morning, Ben.
Thank you so much.
Good to be here as usual. Just call me any walk. Any walk is fine.
And we would like to apologize for slightly eating into your time.
No, it was as a matter of national importance. And I was also enjoying the discussion. But
I think we're going to run away from
the bill. The bill is no longer a bill. It's not an act. So the only other thing I would say about that is, however they want to transmit the results, Nigerians should go out and exercise their civic duties, vote, make sure your vote is counted, and where it is counted, make sure you take down the details of what number of votes have been counted, so we can start to where there is no electronic transmission, even where there is electronic transmission, we can independently try and verify to a large extent that what has been transmitted, whether electronic or manual, is to the best of our ability or the best of INEC's work that is correct with what happened in your polling station. And that's really, really critical, because all the results must come from the polling stations, and must be able to monitor them right from your own polling station right to where it gets to the local government and into the state data, into the national data, that it's all right. So let's go out there and vote in 2027. Vote your mind, vote your, vote the party you believe, or the party that you believe has the most interesting candidate for you. And then let's also remember, because inside that law, nobody has been saying that they've said no election violence, and so let's hold them to so many other parts of the act that has been passed, rather than just electronic transmission. Let's hold them to their words.
Vote buying.
Yes, vote buying, violence, 6 months. Let's hold them to their words. Let's not just focus on one part of the Electoral Act. Let's look at all the details of it, and let's hold them to the different sections where they are supposed to provide those things for Nigerians, and let's make sure that they provide them.
Okay, let's start off with our first paper quickly. Let's go to This Nigeria. That's where we're going to start off from, on This Nigeria. This Nigeria has, of course, the big story on the front page. Electoral Act. It's an act now. 2026, now law. Okay? Tinubu signs after stormy NAS passage. FCT polls, Buhari PDP chairmanship candidate steps down for APC's rival after Wike's intervention. President stops NNPC deductions. I think we should focus on this one. President stops NNPC deductions, redirects oil funds to Federation account. Executive order targets leakages, duplications on the contentious PIA framework. What's your take on this? The president said enough is enough. Nigerians should be beneficiaries of the NNPCL.
Well, so I don't have the full details of it, but from what I see and what I hear, NNPC they carry out those deductions because of the fact that NNPC carries out those deductions. NNPC carries out those deductions because of the fact that they are part of the things that need to come to them towards ensuring that all the things that they do as an NPC, their operations and all. So with this executive order, I guess the essence is to first and foremost ensure that what is supposed to come to the federal government in terms of whether it's a dividend or the contributions to the federal federation account comes first, and let's stop all that upfront deductions. Come here, and then whatever your deductions are meant to be will come to you. And that's what they're trying to do, because we've seen in the last 5 years, NNPC technically has not been remitting money to the federation account. First, it was fuel subsidy. and then the subsidy moved, and then it was other things that needed to be done.
And that's supposed to be our golden goose.
Yeah. Although they released their unaudited accounts and the profits are out of this place, but the cash issue is still a bit, it's better now because they've started
to work on the cash cow.
Well, they need to work on their cash flow, not just the cash cow. It's a cash cow, but they need to ensure that that cash is coming in.
And I guess that's what Mr. President is.
Yeah, and that's what they are trying to avoid, so that you don't take the money beforehand, and then when we're asking for the cash, we can't find it for us to do Nigeria's work. But it's also a very interesting time to stop it. And why do I say it's an interesting time? This could have been stopped since 2023. Why 2020? Yeah, why did we leave it now?
And what happened to the ones that were not remitted?
Well, they'll get it back.
How? When the main one enters, before they share.
Oh well, I guess
they will now deduct from source.
I guess these are the possibilities that could come out of this. When the money is coming, you can't take your 30% deductions up front. Are you with me? So we first take all what is owed to us, and then I'm not saying. If there is extra, you take what belongs to you for your 30% deductions towards running your operations.
So, in other words, you give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Now, let's talk about FCT polls.
Let's remember that Nigeria is Caesar, and they own all the things that come out from
FCT polls coming up this weekend. Municipal council polls. I've never seen municipal council polls generate such heightened interest that you have presidential aspirants and candidates campaigning and also on the ground for a municipal council polls. Number one is, what's the reason for this? And also, the Buhari PDP chairmanship candidate steps down for APC's rival after Wike's intervention. He raised his hands, and so is this not brazen anti-party activities coming from the FCT minister who claims they're fighting for the soul of the PDP? Is currently in court to decide what is the genuine leadership of the PDP. But hold your thoughts. And I wish my director told me we were going on an ad break before I spoke all this vital and high-level English. You're welcome back to Breakfast Central. We still have Uade Ahimie here joining us for analysis of the big stories that are making headlines in the newspapers today in Nigeria. Uade, before we went to that break, I did talk about the FCT council polls. Two things. I'm not going to repeat myself.
You said I showed my thoughts.
Yes. Number one. No. For the people, there are people, millions of people just tuned in now. So let me, no.
Questions again.
Number one. Why is it generating so much interest that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, other heavyweights in Nigerian politics are campaigning and speaking about it? And then number two, what do you make of the FCT minister endorsing and applauding the fact that a PDP candidate stepped down for an APC candidate?
Okay, so
is that not brazen anti-party activities? Is it not a member of the People's Democratic Party? So fire down.
Let me start with the first one. That's the Federal Capital Territory. So municipal elections are very, very important to how you run the Federal Capital Territory. And let's also remember that the Federal Capital Territory is not a state and is under the purview of the president through the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. So it is important that presidential candidates of different parties are able to now say, you know what, this is the seat of power. Let's ensure that we speak so that our own party members are able to focus and win those elections, because it gives you more say as a party.
Legitimacy too.
Yeah, legitimacy first and foremost. Yeah. But more say as a party if you control the municipalities in the Federal Capital Territory. Secondly, on the FCT minister endorsing the APC candidate, we've always said that the FCT minister's issue is the voice of Jacob, the hand of Esau. So I would still retain it that way. He's still doing the hand of Esau in APC and the voice of Jacob in PDP.
Is it peculiar to politics only? Because you can't I mean, Joe can read the news, the 9 o'clock news at News Central, then go to Arise and read 12 o'clock.
No. I don't understand what you mean by that.
I mean, because it seems to be in two parties.
If Joe is on contract at both places, then he can do that.
It's impossible.
To have contract
for the industry is
impossible.
impossible.
For you to have,
It's impossible
It's
to be
impossible.
those two because they all have their. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's,
if your work, if your work is newscasting,
is
are you with
impossible.
me? I can have nothing is impossible, though. You
It's
guys,
impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Well, the kind of contracts you're talking about is that you have a full-time contract.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's a different
PDP,
thing.
being a PDP member,
Exactly.
it's a full-time thing. It's not part-time. Politics is not. Politician cannot be in two parties at the same time.
Yeah,
Never
but that
in history.
doesn't mean I cannot support someone from a different party.
Why? No.
Why? Because I do believe that the principles of the person who I want to support.
Then you leave your party.
No.
and go to that place.
I don't
So
necessarily
what
have to.
is
You have
anti-party?
to.
Let me give you a great- let me
What
give
is
you-
anti-party
No,
activity?
let me give you
So
a
what
very.
exactly-
It's
what
an
is
endorsement.
anti-party?
No, it's an endorsement, and let's get this right. When in 2008, when the first ever African American president in America became president, he was endorsed
Bye.
by the former, what was it called, Colin Powell, a lifetime.
Republican.
So let's get some
Yeah,
things
but it
right.
was not an active.
It was not
it was
active.
an
He said former.
appointee.
Former.
No,
National
he was
Security Advisor,
former National
Chairman,
Security Advisor,
Joint Chief
Chairman,
of
Joint
Staff.
Chief of Staff.
Former.
Still no, a
Former.
card-holding member of the Republican
He
Party.
was,
No,
he,
they are
he was
different
an elder
things.
statesman at
He was
that
an
point.
elder statesman.
You see the way you do that.
Okay, but let's move
No,
on
but
to
that's
other-
the reality.
let's
I
move on
can
to other
endorse.
issues.
You don't need to agree with me, Joe.
No,
and
because
Bega.
it is not the norm.
It is not the norm.
It is not
That's
the.
it.
It is not
Yeah,
the.
but
it is not the modus
norm.
operandi.
It is not the norm. Does not mean that I cannot endorse.
So okay. So
If
let me.
I do not believe, or if I believe that the other candidate, in my own opinion, are you with me? It doesn't mean that I'm doing anti-party activity. It
No,
does not mean.
no.
It
Okay,
does
so what
not.
is anti-party activity?
Anti-party activity?
So okay, what is
when
what is
I
the
carry
FCT minister doing?
anti-party activities.
Is he
when-
endorsing or is he engaging in anti-party activities?
in my own opinion,
Yeah.
are you with me? In my own opinion, he's endorsing the APC
Okay, we leave it
candidate.
there. Very sad news
let's
coming
just
from
leave
the
the
front
battle like
page
that. The Guardian,
of this
please.
Nigeria. Carbon monoxide leak kills 37 miners in Plateau. I mean, if this happened in any other country in the world, it will be wall-to-wall coverage. We'll have rescue crews. There will be interviews. There will be the Plateau State Emergency Services will be grilled. They will be on ground at the
agency
site.
is responsible
Family
for that?
members,
That's NEMA.
NEMA, and the Plateau State Emergency Services. But I mean, it's just taking a corner there, and we're moving on. 37 lives. Is a lot. I mean, this would even get the president of a country to react or cold shot their trip, because in South Africa we've seen presidents cancel foreign trip just to address their people.
And it was
Are we
broadcast on
so
TV as well.
desensitized to the value of life in Nigeria that it's a sad incident, you know,
We're
37
sorry.
people.
We
We're
condemn.
sorry.
Unfortunately,
I mean, it's
that's where we are, Benga. Unfortunately, it's sad to say. First and foremost, my heartfelt condolences go to the loved ones of those who lost their lives, the 37 people. But unfortunately, that's where we are in Nigeria. Every Nigerian life that is lost, whether it's through insecurity or through issues relating to mining now, is just like, okay, another one is dead. Let's move to the next day, and it's unfortunate.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but will lessons be learned so we won't have such a gas leak? Will there be punitive measures taken? Will there be an investigation, coroner's inquest into this?
Well,
Or we just move on?
they probably will do all that. That will not most likely come to the public glare. You get? But at the end of the day, do we even see those reports come out and take the lessons from them? That's another huge question that I don't think it will happen.
Okay, let's go to The Guardian quickly. The Guardian has a lot of stories to look into as well. Tinubu orders NNPC to remit oil revenue to FAC as rig count stagnates. That's it. Let's look at this big one. Telcos reject objection to e-result transmission, insist on national coverage. The president also in his statement said that we don't have the bandwidth.
The broadband.
The broadband, I beg your pardon. You know these terms, the
Yes,
broadband.
as a tech
But
bro.
before he even signed it,
the president did sound like a tech bro.
the tech bro, before he even signed it, telcos had come out under the edges of Alton to state that, listen, we can do this. I mean, Nigeria has the best in terms
Alton
of
is
the
the
association,
the Association of Licensed Telecom Operators of Nigeria.
And they said, listen, we can do this. There's nothing there. You had 93% rate in terms of coverage in the last election. If you had 93 and it was fantastic, it was just pocket size.
So the presidency and the Senate have been demarcating their business.
Yes,
aside from the glitch.
Aside from the glitch. You now, guess what? Guess what, Uade? Let's get your reaction, though. You now had the former INEC boss. The video has been circulated where he said, we will do it, that the IRF does not need internet. It's not fully internet dependent because it can operate that way. So what we're saying is, aside from the presidency, the House of Rep, and the National Assembly, every other body in a country of over 250 million Nigerians are saying, this is doable. Even the former INEC boss says it is doable.
The ambassador.
The ambassador now, Alton. Alton is saying, it's doable. It's our job.
You know the beauty of technology is, and if you are quite conversant, you would hear download offline so that you can use it later, store offline so that you can upload when you have data. So when those in leadership, and I think last week Thursday we mentioned this also, when you promote technology like AI to improve the system, like BVN in banks, like NIN, when we force Nigerians to go and register, and 60 million Nigerians register in 2 months because you decided that those things need to work and those networks need to be up and going. What the Minister of Interior is doing at our airports and our border ports, then like I said, when it's time to take from Nigerians, all the technology things work. When it's time for Nigerians to ask for what they think, they believe, and they are, I'm trying to find the right word, that they believe is the best way for them to move forward. All of a sudden we have glitches, or we have, there's no network, but when terrorists attack or bandits capture Nigerians, there is network in Stambisa for you to negotiate releases, and so on and so forth. So where we speak from two sides of our mouth is obviously what we're happening now. I don't, in my own opinion, I don't think the National Assembly is speaking on behalf of Nigerians. I don't think so, because if they had been listening, they'll say, oh, but there is the voices that you are not hearing. And who are these voices? The ones in the rural areas and so on and so forth, who, when I do transfer of money, they collect it. Mm-hmm. Are you with me? Whether it's USSD or whatever, they get the cash, and the cash is always available. When it's time for them to send WhatsApp group chats, are you with me? They can easily send it. And I understand people turning off their data when it's not being used. But how do we every time think that we're so stupid and gullible that every time you tell us this is what's happening? And that's what Alton is talking about. First of all, not only are you trying to, you're demarketing them.
Yeah,
exactly. That's why they fought back.
Investments,
they put in investments. You're still asking them to put in more investments.
And there's MTN buying over IHS.
Yes,
that's a big one.
And when people say MTN buying over IHS, IHS is the number one tower.
Number one.
So it means that almost everywhere in Nigeria you can get access. So it just beats me when you make this kind of statements that your telecom sector is bad.
I mean, that's it.
That's the long and short of it.
That's the
That's what it
implication.
means. That's what I mean.
And I'm happy that they are fighting back and saying that this is doable. Because in 2023 also, when the people were saying, oh, we're not sure, they gave the assurances that it can be done. And it was done.
It was tested.
Yes, and it was done. Not only was it tested, it was done. The only glitch that came, it wasn't from the operators.
Till today, nobody understands what glitch.
I know.
What was the glitch?
man who had, I have no idea. The man who had control over what was supposed to be disseminated. So it beats me. And like I said, the only way I think we can go about this is every Nigerian who believes that he believes in his or her heart that he wants to make a difference in Nigeria. On February 27, 2027, all go to your polling booths. There are 1,000 people in every polling station. If we're at least 900 to 950, whether it's technology-driven or it's paper-driven, we will see it clearly. So it's only when you have 50 people that you will see that 50 can turn to 950.
Now let's talk about this very
that
important one just before we
we have 3 minutes to go.
2 killed in Ondo APC bloody Congress. The ongoing World Congress of the APC in Ondo State on Wednesday turned violent, leaving 2 people dead and several others injured in Indore local government area. The incident came barely 24 hours after political thugs attacked the APC secretariat in Akure, disrupting a stakeholders meeting presided over by the state chairman, Uade Ahimie. I mean, to cut the long story short, this is APC to APC violence. This is at a World Congress level.
It's not new to me now.
No, and people are dying over politics, not a natural disaster. This is an untimely death over disagreement. What could lead to this level? What is at stake, and what could lead to this level of violence? And what does he say about politicking in Nigeria in general?
This is not new. He's always said that because even the grassroots politics is even worse than what we see, because the subnational and national, we see them every day. News Central and other stations and media houses will cover them. But this is really where politics is.
These are the foot soldiers.
Yeah, these are the foot soldiers. And it's about who is in charge. And sometimes it gets that bad. And let's always remember that, when people say...
But are they no members of the same family? I mean, it's not like they're fighting rival political parties.
You know when in African parlance, when they say, oh, they are the same mother, you know what that means? But people who are born from the same tummy, they fight. Some of them will kill each other. Some of them have been in court for God knows how long. I don't want to call family.
Maybe one was born from the tummy and the other was came from CS.
But they is still coming from inside that tummy.
Even twins that were musicians.
Exactly. So you see, they are fighting. So it's not, and it came from one tummy, 2 of them.
But this is blood. Even the chairman escaped by whiskers. They hurt him. I saw the image.
Where was the police in all of this? Were they busy seizing Valentine bouquet of money bouquet?
Maybe, but the police...
I mean, what could lead to this level of breakdown?
But for the boy, when
it's actually a power tussle. Don't forget too that the wife of the former governor of the state, sorry, my memory fails me now.
The late governor.
The late governor of the state.
Akeredolu.
Yes.
Akeredolu had come out to say it's going to be pound for pound. There's a video where she says...
So it just beats me when people come out and say those kind of things. That is going to be,
You also have the current governor, Idatiwa, who has said, listen, we are going to ensure that. So this fight is more than what meets the eyes.
Yeah.
But let's hope that the president will jump into it, though.
I mean, let the president rest.
First and foremost, let's hope that the security apparatus will do his work.
But
But they say the security must get the directive from the top.
I don't understand.
Mr. President is always giving matching orders.
He has to give them.
He has to direct.
All the matching orders that he has given, he gives matching order today. 1 week later, the same security failures. Anyway,
that's what we're going to take.
Let the president rest, please.
That's what we're going to take. FCT poll: 3,345 beavers deployed. Movement restricted. Bingo.
And he's still
movement.
not. And it's still not going to be transmitted live.
It's not real time.
So I don't know what we are doing, beavers. We might as well just look for the card and not read anything. Just check the computer. Benga Borowa, okay, your name is there, but we can't see a face. Move on.
Yeah.
We don't even need the thumbprint. Because I really don't know why we are doing beavers if we are not going to.
You understand?
Can we justify the electoral cost also?
1 trillion, almost 1 trillion. Yeah, we need to move these things around. Logistics can be.
Billion.
Yeah, but logistics can be something else.
Based on logistics,
Thank you
we
so
have
much,
to go.
Ahimie.
Thank you very much for having me as usual.
And our apologies. Olive will be back tomorrow.
No,
she's the director of YouTube.
Yes, I do have so many comments to take. But
I'm sure they will be very angry with us.
Because of time. Well, sorry, we have to go. See you tomorrow.